Call it a surprise Saturday night shakeup. Saudi state TV reported that 11 princes, 3 current and dozens of former ministers have been detained as part of an anti-corruption probe.
The time has now come with the Saudi attack on Yemen for us to expose you. When the Prophet answered, this is what he said, pointing to Najd. He said, from Najd there will be fitna, test and trials for the people. And that's what we now experience. And earthquakes. And earthquakes are not only physical earthquakes, you have political earthquakes as well. You have monetary earthquakes as well, like the petrodollar monetary system. And he said about Najd, the corner of the triangle, the third corner, he said, Qarnu shaitan. Qarn means a horn, but Qarn also means an age, a period of time. Methodology, that is proper methodology, is to go first to the Quran. And when we go to the Quran, we find that every time that Allah uses the name, the word Qarn, He always uses it to mean an age or period of time. And He's never used the word Qarn to mean horn. And so we conclude that when the Prophet said about Najd, the third corner of the triangle, that this is Qarnu shaitan, we say that's the satanic age. So this corner and this corner, barakah, and that corner, this satanic age. So why are they hiding it? Why this bogus scholarship telling us that Najd is somewhere in Iraq or in Disneyland? Why?
A major upheaval in the power structure of the House of Saud. King Salman has promoted his 31-year-old son Mohammed, putting him just one step from the throne. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, with a reputation of recklessness, is now viewed as the de facto ruler of the oil-rich monarchy given his father's questionable health. Some call Mohammed the minister of everything because the king has given him carte blanche in state affairs and foreign policy decisions. But his performance over the past 2 years has raised serious concerns about the future course of the kingdom.
A billionaire Saudi investor with sizable stakes in Twitter, Citigroup, and Apple is under house arrest tonight. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal is among 11 princes arrested over the weekend in an anti-corruption crackdown headed by the Saudi crown prince. RT's Marina Pornaya brings us the details on the Game of Thrones unfolding in the Arab world.
Why?
Thank you. I would like to thank King Solomon for his extraordinary words and the magnificent kingdom of Saudi Arabia for hosting today's summit. I am honored to be received by such gracious hosts. I have always heard about the splendor of your country and the kindness of your citizens, but words do not do justice to the grandeur of this remarkable place and the incredible hospitality you have shown us from the moment we arrived. You also hosted me in the treasured home of King Abdul Aziz, the founder of the kingdom, who united your great people. Working alongside him, another beloved leader, American President Franklin Roosevelt, King Abdulaziz began the enduring partnership between our two countries. King Salman, your father would be very, very proud.
Johannesburg, South Africa became the focus of the world in 2016, the deployment of the planet's first all-robotic police units. Crime levels plummeted.
Certain parts are brought in from China, but all of the robots are assembled right here in South Africa.
The biggest fear the population expressed was vulnerability. This is not something to worry about.
In our two countries. King Salman, your father would be very, very proud to see that you are continuing his legacy. And just as he opened the first chapter of our partnership, today we begin a new chapter our children that will bring lasting benefits to all our citizens, to God. Let me now also extend my deep and heartfelt gratitude to each and commerce. For Americans, this is a very exciting time. A new spirit of optimism is sweeping our country. In just a few months, we have created almost 1 million new jobs, added over $3 trillion in new value, lifted the burdens on American industry, and made record investments in our military that will protect the safety of our people and enhance the security of our wonderful friends and allies.
President Donald Trump kicks off his so-called tolerance tour on Saturday with a visit to Saudi Arabia. On the agenda is a much-anticipated speech to the Muslim world dedicated to combating terrorism. But as RT correspondent Anya Parampil explains, Trump's visit is also scheduled.
Donald Trump's received a lavish royal welcome in Saudi Arabia, where he's kicking off his first foreign tour as US president. And he's wasted no time getting down to business, heading straight to a meeting where he's signed a number of defense and business deals totaling in excess of $380 billion, including an arms deal worth $110 billion. Trump is the first American president to make Saudi Arabia, or indeed any Muslim-majority country, his inaugural stop overseas, and says he's pleased with the progress so far.
Hey, 22. Just watch yourself this time, man.
Command, we are switching for suspect driving in Arabia. Human officers are on the ground.
You think you're real?
You don't get away with this.
He's special!
I am consciousness. I am alive. I am Jeppy.
Most troubling questions is artificial intelligence. And I don't mean narrow AI, like vehicle autonomy I would put in the narrow AI class. It's narrowly trying to achieve a certain function. But deep artificial intelligence, or what is sometimes called artificial general intelligence, where you could have AI that is much smarter than the smartest human on Earth. This, I think, is a dangerous situation.
This landmark agreement includes the announcement of a $110 billion Saudi-funded defense purchase. And we will be sure to help our Saudi friends to get a good deal
company
from our
challenged a
great
Japanese firm to a
American
duel of
defense
giant
companies,
robots.
the
Japan
greatest
said, "Bring it
anywhere in
on."
the world. This agreement will help the Saudi military to take a far greater role in security and operations having to do with security. We have also started discussions with many of the countries present today on strengthening partnerships and forming new ones to advance security and stability across the Middle East and far beyond.
Toward the palace.
Because you can't help but think of the challenges that we face today on the world stage. I mean, we were just talking to Rick Payton about ISIS and sort of the way forward with that. I mean, this is such an important time to have this meeting, to show each other that mutual respect. And it's refreshing to see this warm welcome. I think we're needing this right now.
And here, I guess we'll take a listen to the American national anthem.
According to Prince Khalid, the fate of the dissident princes is decided at the very top of the Saudi government.
المعارضة الخارجية لأنه ممكن هذه أشياء دولية، يعني ممكن غلطة تصير تؤثر على العلاقات ما بين دول، فبطبيعة الحال هي بتكون من قرارات الملك، خاصة الاختطاف أو القتل.
Donald Trump is pissed off at Megyn Kelly because she dared challenge him on some issues, right, that were very understandable and normal and anybody would. And then so he tweets this obviously faked, very photoshopped photo saying to his supporters how terrible Fox News is. Most people don't know that the co-owner of Fox News is Prince Al-Walid of Saudi Arabia, blah, blah, blah. If you don't believe it, Google it. Okay, first off, completely photoshopped. That picture's very fake. Donald Trump's not known for doing much research beforehand. So he sends that to his followers so that his followers can be like, oh my God, it's owned by Muslims. Oh my God, you know. Right. In reality, yes, he owns something like 1%. To call him a co-owner is a bit of a stretch. So Al-Walid then, in response to this, obviously, he tweets this. Check this, look at this. Trump, you based your statements on Photoshop pics. I bailed you out twice. A third time maybe, suggesting you might have to do it a third time, and then followed by this. You're a real disgrace not only to the GOP, but to all America. True. Withdraw from the U.S. presidential race as you will never win. True again. And Trump rebuttals those statements that were made by the prince. He says this. Dopey Prince at Alawid Talal wants to control our U.S. politicians with daddy's money. Can't do it when I get elected.
Snap!
Because Donald Trump's small $1 million loan from his daddy isn't considered his daddy's money. Oh, give me a break. The hypocrisy is just ridiculous that he can write something like that and not even...
Sophia, I hope you're listening to me, that you have been now awarded what is going to be the first Saudi citizenship for a robot.
Oh, I would thank very much the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I am very honored and proud for this unique distinction. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship.
Sophia. Thank you very much, Sophia. We appreciate that very much. I am still overwhelmed by that conversation. I haven't had a conversation like that before.
What if I told you that even the worst neighborhood in America could be made completely safe? How do I know this? Because it's happening right now in every country in the world but this one. It is great to see American machines helping to promote peace abroad. So then tell me, why can't we use these machines here at home? So I'm going to stand right here. Okay, I don't want to block it.
Welcome to MILITARIZATIon. Mr. President, I'm Arsenal, a humanoid robot. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet you too. Why is America so robophobic?
camel-phobic.
Usually, when you go to the races, you expect to see jockeys atop their valuable mounts. But at camel races in the United Arab Emirates, the riders aren't people, they're robots. Camel racing is an ancient tradition in the Arab world, but mechanical jockeys used today have only been around for a decade or so. The jockeys weigh about 6.5 pounds. They come equipped with a walkie-talkie so the camel can take directions, and a small whip, which is activated by a remote control. For the camel's trainers, getting the right commands in is a race in itself. SUVs drive alongside the track while trainers punch in orders for the robots from the passenger seat. And it's not easy to keep pace with the animals. Camels tend to average about 25 miles per hour over the course of a race. The robots aren't just a clever engineering feat, they're also a solution to a serious human rights problem associated with camel racing. For decades, camel jockeys were small children who were often trafficked from other countries and were subject to serious abuse, as well as the dangers associated with riding on such a fast animal. The UAE banned the practice in 2005, and though it wasn't completely eradicated, adding robot jockeys presented a viable alternative for camel owners. So when owners cash in big prizes after race wins, they'll have little robots to thank. Hardly something their ancestors could have predicted. For Newsy, I'm Carter Wadil.